What's up, guys? This is Mia Sin. So we just got two new cards announced in Supreme Darkness, I think. Well, the first one, obviously, it was since yesterday, and I was a little late just because I didn't want to make a video solely on it. It's not that interesting. And the new one, everybody told me about it already. I already kind of read it, so it's not going to be a live reaction, but whatever. Still worth making a video on because I'm still going to be giving you, my insight on what the card does, especially for the best deck out there. You already know it. Anyways, before we go any further, you know the drill. Smash the like, subscribe button, blah, 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 blah. And also check out Dueling Guards merch. A link will be in the description box below. Anyways, Delta of the Temptation. Wow, I'm really bad this morning. Okay, field spell, you can, because I just woke up. I know, I'm really pathetic. You can only activate one card with this card once per turn. You can only use the second and third effect once per turn. When this card resolves, you can send one level 5 or higher zombie monster from your deck to the grave. Okay, sure. You can Foolish Eldritch the Golden Lord, and also Doom King Ballard Roach, whatever. If a zombie monster is on the field, you can special summon one Delta token. It's level 5, 0 attack, 0 defense. It's unfortunate that you can't use it as an Xyz material with your Conquistador and Hakuero to make like a, I don't know, like a rank 5, but you can still make a Chaos Angel that is light and dark using the token and your Conquistador or whatever. So it's actually not too bad. This is a solid effect. I respect it. If a monster is added from the graveyard to the hand while this card is in your grave, Eldritch's effect, you can add this card to your hand. Okay, so quite clearly this is custom support for Eldritch, but it's not really like broken anywhere else. And I don't like the fact that the first usage is going to be for the Foolish, and then you send Eldritch, use Eldritch's effect in the graveyard, send this, and then you summon it back, you recycle it back, but then you can't use it again for the second effect. That's just a little annoying. Honestly, I don't think this card should have been a once per turn, but this effect should have been a once per turn. I think actually every single effect should have been a once per turn, but you can activate the card as many times as you want, just to allow you to use all three effects in the same turn, but you can't unless you have 2 copies of it. So that's what I really don't like. Or if you already have a zombie monster on the field, but if you don't, then no, it's not gonna happen. And in Eldritch, unless you can get Golden Lord up without having to rely on this, you're never gonna be getting the other effect. So you can forget about making like a Link 2 on turn 1, because I know that there are some solid options out there. Obviously, you can make Silhouette Rabbit. Rabbit is broken in Eldritch because you can actually set your Eldritch cards, and you can set your Apophis the Swamp Deity so that if your opponent Dusters you or Lightning Storm or even leaves you, you can negate it with your Apophis. But there was something I was trying to check. I forgot. Yeah, my bad. If my memory comes back, I will. I'll let you guys know. Anyways, this is gonna be the big card that we'll be reviewing in this video. It's Clockwork Knight. Clockwork. Yeah, and I think this is this card's like existence and name is it might be a reference to like the mistranslation of Clockwork Knight, like the continuous spell that I think in German it was actual like knight like that. I forgot, but I'm gonna have to like look into it. But yeah, I do remember that the card got a mistranslation, I'm pretty sure in German. Anyways, Clockwork Knight, obviously same exact pronunciation as the other one. This is gonna be annoying as shit. Link 1 Earth Machine with 500 attack. I don't really think this really matters, right? I guess it's cool that it's a machine. I can already think of like one extra combo that Cyber Dragon can do just because it's a machine. Materials 1 non-link machine monster with 1000 or less original attack. This means that we no longer have to play Salamangreat Elmirage for Cyber Dragon if we want the core to make the repair plan live right away. So in other words, even if this card had no effect whatsoever, it would still kind of be like a playable card, just because before, if you had like Core and Emergency or Galaxy Soldier or Hertz or Repair Plant, you could make Elmirage, Nova, revive back a monster, and then Infinity, and then you have like an Elmirage and another monster. You can make it like an SP Lone Knight, but now with your now your Elmirage is going to be a Clockwork Knight instead. And you can use that and whatever monster you revive back off of Nova to make a Seeger. So you can actually end on Seeger Infinity, which obviously going first isn't great, but you're trying to go second anyways. But still, you got a deck build to like have some options when you go first. Anyways, you can only use the first and second effect once per turn. I don't know if I already read that, but it's kind of obvious. If this card is Link Summoned, you can send one face-up continuous spell you control to the grave. Add 1 Clockwork Knight from your deck to your hand. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna be going into details on this effect as soon as I'm done with the second effect. You can target one machine monster with 1000 or less attack in your grave, tribute one other machine monster, And if you do special summon the targeted monster in defense, I have a few issues. So first of all, you're gonna have to send a continuous spell you can control to the graveyard to search Clockwork Knight. Cyber Dragon doesn't really play continuous spells unless you play like Cyber Dark Realm. Like, that package is like strictly only good going second. You're playing so many cards that are terrible going first. Every single one of them actually. Cyber Dark Chimera, Power Body. You're negging so much just to lose like one Veiler, and it's not like this really gives you additional pushes. If your core gets stopped, you're not getting the continuous spell. This is not going to be doing anything. I also can't think of like any other generic continuous spells that you would want to play. I can think of a few options. So for example, if you're playing the Bestool engine, you can send the Regained, and then you can search a Clockwork Knight that way. If you're playing the Runic engine in Cyber Dragon, which I've showcased combos with both, you can obviously get rid of the Runic continuous spell, which you're obviously going to play as like a Guard 91 of, and then search Clockwork Knight. If you're playing the Horus engine, you can send your Sarcophagus, and then you can still rely on the field spell to revive back your Horus monsters. But while I'm at it, I might as well just check a few options for continuous spells. There's really not a lot there. Yeah, I guess you can send deck lockdown. Okay, ooh, not even because you can't even search. Yeah, so that's absolutely pathetic. The toy engine, I guess you can play in Cyber Dragon, and then you can send your toy box, and then you can search Clockwork Knight that way. I don't know, actually, I haven't made a video on that yet, but I will very soon. Over Future Fusion and Future Fusion, you can definitely do that, but it's also unsearchable cards. But yeah, still, I'm not gonna complain too much. At least there are some options. They're just not like super amazing, unfortunately. And again, I'm still trying to look at some potential cards that you can play. They're all shit. Apple Jagosa's cards, okay, sure. Summoning Curse. Yeah, everything is garbage. I don't know why. This is not looking really good. So honestly, good luck triggering that effect. Just with engine, it's really tough. Unless, of course, you're playing Cyber Dark Realm. Like I said, that's the easiest one to access. It's also like really whack the timing to search the Clockwork Knight, because yeah, sure, you can break the board once you get it, but that realistically means that your opponent had like no actual real threats on the field, because again, by the time you get to use this effect, you already got stopped, so it's not even gonna matter too much. I actually think that this effect is very useless for the most part, because in Cyber Dragon at the very least, if you can revive back your core, your hurts, whatever, it's not really gonna matter too much. And also you gotta tribute in other machine monsters, so are you really gonna be tributing like a Cyber Dragon to revive back a Cyber Dragon? Like, it doesn't really do much of anything unless you're trying to get back like a next turn, and then next turn revive back something that's relevant. That would be solid. I'm just not really like satisfied with this card overall. I know like people, they see it as like a great Cyber Dragon support and everything, but it's really hard for me to be like super optimistic looking at this, because this card clearly could have been better. I really dislike the fact that you gotta send a continuous spell. If we can get like more good continuous cards for Cyber Dragon, that would be fantastic. But clearly at the current moment, it's not amazing, unfortunately. But I believe that in the future, maybe this card is gonna be better. And also, I can't complain about the fact that you, at the very least, you can't search the card, which means that there might be a world in which Cyber Dragon might be a going first deck in the future, because this is kind of like a floodgate for a couple of decks. Against Flunderies, this card is game. Against, I was gonna say Dragon Link, but that's irrelevant. Against the Fiendsmith engine, Clockwork Knight is really good. You can't use the Engraver's Graveyard effect. You can't summon Sequence. You can't really do much of anything. No Requiem either, so yeah, it really just shuts down everything. There is some potential for sure. Anyways, you guys let me know how you feel about these new cards right here. So this one and Delta of Temptation for Temptation. Jesus Christ. You guys let me know your thoughts on these cards in the comment section below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys very soon. Peace.